Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? The dogs are going to start barking as soon as I go live. Hey, everybody. I don't know who's in here yet. I'm trying to finish getting set up. I am by myself tonight. So the kids are out there working on some stuff. Eric took the two of the older kids out. They went out on a little date night and they went to kind of like, dinner. And then they went to a worship night at the church, which was awesome because our church is recording a worship album. And so they are getting together and they're recording, it's harmonica tonight, just me. So he went, you can like sign up and go to the worship night and be a part of their like recording and stuff. So it was really cool. So he signed up last week and he knew he wanted to go, but he didn't know exactly when it was going to be and who was going to go with him. So Abigail went with him and Luke went with him. So that was pretty cool. Really excited. They got to go and hang out together. So Eric took them to dinner and then I stayed here and made some dinner for the other kids. So I had the 5 youngest boys. So, because I had to pick up my 15-year-old from work. He worked until 6. And so I had to run and grab him. And so here I am. So I don't know if I'll be on here until 10 or not. Maybe I will. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll all get bored with each other. You guys will get bored with me and we'll just end. But I figured I would come on here and just hang out with you guys for a little bit. So let's see who I've got in here. Cool gamers in here. Hello. I've got Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. How are you guys? Thank you for being in here. Let's see. I'm trying to get my other computer up and it won't come up. It's taking forever and ever. So it has been stupid hot here. And I know we always talk about temperature and food, but I'm just saying it's been really hot here. Like I like the heat, but this is something else. I think more than anything, I am like a little worried about the animals. I mean, I'm not really trying to be worried about them, but thankfully this morning, my 15-year-old son didn't have to go to work right away. He was able to help me with the pig pen. And I took a 10 by 20 like rectangle shade cloth and we stuck it. Hey, Janice, Where to Begin Homestead. How are you? And so we stuck it like across 2 of the pig pen areas. So we only have 2. Hey, Petite Jean River? I don't know. Petite Jean River Homestead. I don't know. I like it. Anyway, thank you for coming in here. It looks like, Alaska's Last Frontier Homestead's live now. Oh man, he's taking a walk around the homestead. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, I just realized that's, I just saw him up on his. Okay, I'm trying to get over here to my other computer, but I'm not used to being, on both. But anyway, we were able to put up a shade cloth for them today. And I think it really helped them. We give them a lot of waller and a lot of spaces. Yeah, the shade cloths are awesome. So I actually have like 3 more. So I think I'm going to put some in my garden tomorrow morning because I know it's going to be hot like this for at least another week. I mean, it's not supposed to cool down. I think it's supposed to cool down to the upper 90s Monday and Tuesday. But like when I say cool down, I mean like 98. So that's fine. But then by Wednesday, it's supposed to go back up to the hundreds. So I think I need something because I'm like, everything's not completely dead yet. So I feel like that's probably a good time for me to kind of manage that part of it. Right. I mean, I feel like I should. So anyway, we'll see. I love the shade cloths and I am definitely going to be using them. So anyway, if you're in here, say hello. I'm still streaming to Facebook too. So it has been a busy week here. It's really been a busy week. Yesterday, we recorded our mid-season podcast episode. And we actually got Papa Jim from Country Mama Musing. So Alicia's husband and Eric were our guests yesterday. So that was really cool. It was really neat to share that with Eric because he's not been on there when I've been on there. So it was really cool to have him on there and to share that with him. So yeah, that's why Lisa is doing hydroponics. Oh, it's too hot to go outside. Yeah. So this week I've been trying to stick with, okay, I'm going to stick with here. Focus. Ready? One of my favorite Instagrammers is Hey, Lisa Works. How are you? So one of my favorite Instagrammers. Hey, Gwen, how are you? My favorite Instagrammers is Dallas Garden School. And I know it sounds really silly because that's like the name of her Instagram page. But it's this young lady who runs Dallas Garden School. She's amazing. she is, because she's from the Dallas area, she is like right on with timing. And I absolutely love, hey, Raylene, how are you? I love that I can follow along with a calendar. So I bought her calendar last year for 2013. And I was super excited because I can like follow the calendar and know what I'm supposed to be planting when. So excited about that. Hey, Regina Rebooted, how are you? So how are you guys doing this week? Have you guys been hanging in there? Has it been hot everywhere? Like where you live right now, has it been hot? Now I know Broke Cowgirl, it's hot as all get out where you are. Jesse and Lisa, hot where you guys are. Regina, is it pretty hot up there in Oklahoma? Because I'm thinking it is. I just haven't been really following the weather everywhere else. I know it's supposed to get stormy, like over in like some of the like northeast of us. It's supposed to get a little stormy soon, I think. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, Lisa, that's right. You're in Greenville as well. So you're dealing with the heat too. I know that. I'm wondering, how is it, Raylene, how is it in Maryland right now? Is it pretty hot? I didn't ask my mom. I talked to my mom earlier today, but I didn't ask her how the weather was there. I know she's been pretty busy with stuff, but I heard it was supposed to get stormy, like maybe Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, all that area. So yeah, the Dallas Garden School, she's amazing, Jessie. So great. And she posts these like pictures. So some of her posts are just like still pictures of what to plant and when and how to plant it, whether you put it in the ground, direct seed, or whether you put it like, what's it called? Transplant. So it's either transplant, plant, or direct sow. I love it because it keeps me focused, and I feel like I can stay more focused when I'm following along. So Regina said it's about 103 for 4 days in a row. Yeah. I think today I registered 106 on our temperature thermometer out there. That's just real temperature. That's not feel. So I don't even know what the feel is outside. I just know it was really hot. And even our blue healer Titus was inside today. I felt so bad for him. He never ever asked to come inside. And I went to the door and I told Eric, he said, Titus is inside. And I was like, yeah. I said, I came to the door earlier when I was coming in about noon. It was about 1 o'clock, I guess. And I came back inside and he looked at me with his like sweet little puppy eyes. And I was like, Titus, do you want to go inside, buddy? And he looked at me. He was like, yes, please let me in. And so I did. And he's filthy. So we're going to have to sweep like 150 times tonight, but it was worth it to have him inside. Eric said, so he talked to you? He did? I was like, yeah, he did. He talked to me. He said he wanted to come inside. So let's see who else is in here. Rambling with the Brooms. How are you? How are you doing tonight? Hiking with Jackie Boy. Kevin, I believe. How are you tonight? Carmen's in here. Oh, Carmen, it's hot where she is too. Let's see. Raylene said she's in Maryland. Today was very cool and breezy. It was nice, but it did rain some. It has been so hot. Yeah, it has been hot. 103 for 4 days in a row. Yeah, the 100-degree weather. It's doing some damage here to some of the plants in my garden. I'm hoping that I can grow some of the things I put in. I did put some squashes in. I put some more cucumbers in because I really like some of the cucumbers. I put the trombacino. Anyway, the really long squash with the really long neck. I put that in the ground. But I've never direct sowed any of that stuff. And now I've got Jacob, my 13-year-old. He's going to be out there watering for me tonight. So I'm hoping that works. We went to Lake Tawakoni to swim and the water wasn't cold enough. No. Yeah, I could have told you that. The water from, this is the best. So my 9-year-old always laughs because he's like, you got to get the water first out of the refrigerator. Otherwise it's not going to be cold. And I'm like, that's not really true. Yeah, it's true. It is so warm right now everywhere here and hot that even the water in the refrigerator, you can get water from the refrigerator, the little water thing, a couple times. But by like the third or fourth person getting a cup, if you come back to back to back, then the water is like warmer. It's just like the water from the tap. Cold water isn't really cold water. It's kind of like warmish. It's not even cold anymore. It's like warm water and hot water. That's it. 104 to 105 for the next week. Yeah, it is going to be intense. Oh my gosh. So Carmen, did you actually swim at all? Or did you just get in and figure it was like a hot tub? So you just got right back? Because yeah, that's no fun to swim in warm water. Feels like a bathtub. Ooh. Yeah, I was telling my 13-year-old, I said, I think we need to get our pool cleaned out finally. It's been pretty nasty for a while and it needs to be cleaned out. I have yet to finish cleaning it out. It's probably still has like 2 feet of water in it. And I just don't have the desire to get into it and drain the rest of the way out because it's just got junk in it. Like all the like algae and stuff that's grown up in there. So yeah, let's see. Our faucet water is still relatively cool. Yeah, no, not here, Gwen. It is so ridiculously warm. It's so weird because I was even just joking with the kids the other day and I'm like, yeah, we have like warm water instead of cold. So it's weird. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. How are you? All next week it says we're only supposed to get to 95. That's great. It's like a cold front coming in. Hey, even your farmhouse. How are you, Brian? Yeah, the kids swam like fish, but I went in and didn't last. I am not swimming in lukewarm water. No, I wouldn't do it either. It's just not fun. It's like swimming in a bath. And a bath is nice when you need to like, take a nice warm bath, but nobody wants to swim in it. That's probably because our water comes on the opposite side of the house and is under the concrete. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it depends on where it's coming from. Yeah. There you go, Kevin. There you go. Hello from Hiking with Jackie Boy over there in Facebook world now. I love it. Well, we did get the shade cloth up for the pigs today, which was great. And so I think I'm going to put shade cloth up tomorrow morning. I went and ordered some more carabiners. I just pulled them out of my pocket. I felt them. I was sitting on them. I have 2 carabiners left. I was looking to get some more. So I went on Amazon today to get some more. My birthday is next week. And I was talking to Abigail a couple days ago, and she's like, I need to order a present for you on Amazon. So I'm going to need you not to look at your Amazon account for a little bit. I was like, are you serious? She's like, just don't look at your orders. And I was like, yeah, but I always look at my orders because I need to know what things are coming and when. And so wait, then you wouldn't like swimming in the hot spring pools in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Maybe not. Maybe if I expected it, maybe I would. Like if maybe I knew it was going to be hot. So I was like, amping myself up like it's going to be hot, it's going to be great, it's going to feel good, it's going to, like I knew what I was expecting. But when you think you're getting into like a cool lake to cool off from the 100 and some degree heat, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't feel good. I feel like that would be a letdown. I think maybe getting into the hot springs would be good because I can't imagine Wyoming is 106 degrees, real feel 112 right now. See, that's the kicker right there, I think. But anyway, so I go on Amazon today and I'm like trying really hard. So I did not look at my orders. I have not looked at my orders, but I'm like going in there to search out for these carabiners because I need to find a new pack of the carabiners so that I can start putting up the rest of my shade cloth and stuff because I love putting these on the carabiners to keep them where they're supposed to be. So yeah. Okay. So speaking of Wyoming and stuff, I was wanting to ask you guys, maybe you can give me some opinions. Gwen says when we went there years ago, they had 5 different pools. You have to work your way up. Yeah, I bet. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday is Monday. So I hit 45. It's okay. I like being in my 40s. I feel like my 40s have been so much better than my 30s. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm halfway through. They have them at Tractor Supply and Harbor Freight. Yeah, they have them at Harbor Freight, but I feel like there's some of the like crappier ones. Plus, that means I have to get out and like drive somewhere and I can just order them. And then they arrive. So I was on there kind of searching around. Okay. So speaking of hot springs and Wyoming and all that, my daughter Abigail graduated high school last year. And we've talked about, her maybe, thank you, Nancy. So we talked about maybe having her go to like, maybe she talked about maybe going to some national parks to visit some places and do some photography and all that. And so she never really got a chance to, we just never got around to it. It just never happened. And she graduated like in 2021, not even last year, like 2021 is when she graduated. Wait, no, 2022, last year. I forget 2023. So she graduated in 2022. You hit 45 and the next year you're 50. Probably. I feel like my body feels like it's like much older some days, but I'm good with 45. We'll stick with 45 for a little bit and we'll just keep going little by little. So anyway, Eric told her the other day, he's like, hey, if you're interested in going on a trip, why don't we talk about it? Maybe we can go travel around. So I was talking to Abigail today and I'm like, well, where would you want to go? Like, if you could go somewhere, where would you go? Hey, Jim, how are you? How are you doing tonight? It's just me. Eric is out. He's at a worship event. They're recording a worship album up at our church, Everett Lake Point Church in Rockwell. And so he is there with Abigail and Luke at a worship event. So they're live recording. It was like a concert. He said it was so awesome the way it looked in there. So yeah. So anyway, she loves taking pictures and I'm trying to think what would be some great places that she could visit, even if it was just a weekend visit, even if she has to fly in. Where are some places that you guys have been? Give me some ideas on places she can go. She has visited the national parks, but she hasn't been like and in a while, and she hasn't been since 2020, and she wasn't really spending a lot of time there. So if she could go to some national parks or some really great places for pictures or recreation, just walking around, hiking, whatever it is, where would you recommend? I want to see some recommendations. Scott said I turned 50 and I feel 99. Yeah. You know what? When you can just like go to sleep one night feeling normal and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I can't breathe. Then you feel like, that's not good. Okay, Scott, she doesn't have a passport. So Canada is really not an option right now. It would take a while to do all that. But Canada, okay, I'm not saying it's not an option. It is an option. She would just have to go through some more things to go to Canada. So I'm going to write that down. I'm still going to write it down because I'm going to write all these things down. Gwen says if she likes Western photography, the best class is David Stockline. He's no longer with us, but his family continues classes. It's in Idaho. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to write that down. David Stockline. Is he a photographer that does classes? Is that what it is? I'm going to write Idaho. Okay. So where would you say? Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah. So I've got Canada, Scott. I've got Canada on there. It's not an option. I take that back. It is an option. It just takes a little more work to do something like that because it would be her and Eric that would have to get, the passports. There you go. Let's see. Pigeon Forge. Love that. Pigeon Forge. And Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Hey, how are you, Casey? I am asking the question. Oh, there you go. Within a week, she gets a passport, and I'll give her lots of spots up here. That'd be cool. So here's the question, Casey. I'm saying if Abigail wanted to go and take some really great pictures and just enjoy nature and kind of get to some different places, whether it's a national park, whether it's a nature reserve, whatever it is, what would you suggest in the continental United States or Canada? Where would you suggest she try to go? Even if it's just a weekend away, like leave on a Friday, get back on a Monday. We're considering flights. We're considering driving, any place like that. Just something that would be a really, an option for the weekend, to do. So Casey's saying, hey, yes, it's just me tonight and little Frenchie in Big Texas. It's just me. Eric's over at a worship event. So he's hanging out with the big kids and I've got the 5 little. So Wyoming is one. Yeah, Wyoming. And I think somebody else said something. Wait, upstate New York is just like in Canada, but it's a visible line. Yeah, that's true. Let's see where else. Yosemite, Lisa said. I think that's in California. I don't know if that might be more off limits than anything else. I don't know if she's going to go to California. No, I'm just teasing. Upstate New York, that's good. Okay, because you know what? Because if she went to New York, then that's kind of cool because it's kind of like closer to not really close to family up there, but he has photographed all over Idaho. If you look him up, you can see what his stuff looks like. Like plus 20 years of photography, all Western. That's awesome. She's great at portraits, but she's really good at nature. Like she does a really good job. Oh, her photography Yellowstone would be amazing. Yeah. Big Bend, that's a good one. For the best sunset, she should go to Saguaro National Park in Arizona. Oh, I think you guys had went there before. Arizona. Did you guys ever go there? I feel like you went there. I feel like I saw something about you guys going there. Saguaro National Park, Big Bend. She's never been there. And she went to Yellowstone. So she's been to Yellowstone. She's been to Glacier. But when she went to Glacier and Lake McDonald and all that, it was really smoky. They had fire warnings and it was pretty bad. So it wasn't something she was able to take a lot of pictures. We do have a picture of Lake McDonald. I'm trying to say, let's see. It actually might be here. I think this is it. Yeah. So she took this picture on Lake McDonald and you can see all that. That's actual haze that she took, but I had a canvas made. It was just some random people on a boat. And she took this picture of Lake McDonald and I got it on got to put on a canvas so we could put it up in the room because she's done some of these pictures over here as well, but I just never had it. I've never put it up yet. So yes, you went there in February. Awesome place. That's awesome. She's a phenomenal nature and landscape photographer. She does great. She does people too. She does all our family photos, but she's just phenomenal. She's got a great eye. So yeah, Big Bend is a good idea. I like that. See, I thought you had went there. I thought you had said you did, but I wasn't positive. So, she took this one too. Let's see. I have them sitting here. She took this one too. And this, I think, was it. I don't know if that was Lake McDonald or I just dropped something. I'm not sure where this one was. She'll have to tell me later, but I got these two made for the office here. She's been to Mount Rushmore too, and she said she really liked it. But I feel like Pictures don't do it justice, just like you said, Regina. I feel like the pictures just don't do it what she said describing it wise. It was just really pretty. There's a loop, Big Bend, Terla Terlaguin Terlaguin Terlingua. Boom, got it. Big Bend, Terlingua, Lajitas, Fort Davis, Alpine, and Balmorea. Balmorea? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I took Spanish for a long time, but I'm still not that great. Okay, I'm going to write all that down. Actually, I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm not going to write all that down. I'm going to take a picture because that makes it easier for me. Boom. Done. Picture taken. So now I can tell her. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you guys tonight. What is your opinion on where can she go? Where could or should somebody go? Give an offering, kind of give an advice on where maybe she could go for some pictures or just to go and enjoy some beautiful landscape or whatever. The night skies at Big Bend are the best in the world. So many stars. Balmoral. Oh, okay. Balmoral. That makes sense. If she wants to photograph mountains up close, Salt Lake City. She has been to Salt Lake City. And I think where she wants to go are the Great Salt Flats, but I don't know where that is. She looked it up, I think. Colorado, Lisa says. That's good. Yeah. So one of the other ones said Colorado. And the thing is like, she's literally 18 years old, right? Is she 18? Or is she 19 yet? She's not 19 yet. She's 18 still. I always want to make her older than she is, but she is 18 years old, but she's already been from Texas all the way to Montana and all the way back. So she's been Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and back to Texas. She's done all that. And then the salt flats in Utah are pretty bare, nothingness. Well, I think what she was saying about that, hey, Lisa, look, Lisa came back on a Jesse's Girl. I love it. The Grand Canyon. She's been there too. She loved it. She said she would like to go back to the Grand Canyon. That's on our trip. The salt flats in Utah, she was saying about those was they look like if you stand there, they look almost like glass. So the reflections, I think that's part of it. Hey, Caleb. No, I don't think she's road tripping yet, but I think that we're trying to get some ideas. Dad had said that if she wanted to go on like a weekend trip here and there, that maybe they could go away and go on a trip and go to some different places. So even if it's further away, I thought, well, why not try to just, grab some flights if they're, cheaper. If we can plan ahead, then maybe we can get some great flights. Right now, I think Southwest is having a really good deal on, if you book by tonight, I think it's tonight though. You book by tonight, you get 50% off a future flight when you book ahead. I don't know. But you know what? It doesn't matter whether it's that or not. There's always opportunities to go somewhere, and why not, right? Why not enjoy some of the time we have together? Palo Duro Canyon. Hey, Scott. Okay, where is that? Where's Palo Duro? Palo Duro Canyon. So she's been to a lot of these places and she really enjoyed them. But when they went, there was a lot of smoke and there was a lot of like wildfires in the area at the time. And back in 2020, she really wasn't able to get to some of the places she really wanted to see and really stay there for long and enjoy it because the smoke kind of kept them from doing some of the things. And the pictures weren't as clear. She went to the Tetons. I think that's where she really would like to go back again. So Texas Panhandle. Okay, good. Palo Duro Canyon is up by Amarillo. Okay. The Monahans Sandhills. I grew up in them. You grow up in a sandhill and you're an adult that doesn't have a cave to cook food in. I think we talked about this last week, right? You were talking about cooking food in a cave. You don't have a cave? How does that happen? Hey, Kelly, how are you? It's an awesome place to take some neat, different photos. Just go in early spring or late fall. I'm going to write that down. Where is that? Where is that? I know it's in Texas, Gwen. Monahan Sandhills. I love that. I'm gonna write that down. Southwest tickets to the East are non-existent. I fly Southwest all the time, and they always take me east because I don't go west. I don't think I've ever been further west than Texas ever. I don't travel like my children do. I travel east. I don't travel west. Okay, far West Texas. That's right. I thought you said you grew up in West Texas before. And the Palo Duro Canyon is like Amarillo, West Texas. Okay, got it. See, Janet says Badlands, and she's been to the Badlands, and she said, I think she wants to go back there again, too, in South Dakota. She loved it. It was really pretty. Hey, welcome to my Cape Cod life. How are you doing, Mr. Rick? Hope you're having a great day. We were talking about places that you could go things that you could see, places you might want to go if you're looking to take good pictures or just go and visit. There was a national park or someplace up in Maine that Abigail had thought about too. And I was like, oh my gosh, your dad would love to go to Maine. That would kind of be really cool to go up there. So, oh, Kelly, you're doing okay. Going to possibly have major surgery. Well, keep us, come back and let us know when you know you're going to have it, and we'll be praying for you. Just let us know. Click in the Facebook page and let us know when you're going to have surgery, and we'll keep you in prayer for sure. Odessa area, Monahans. Okay, Monahans. I'm going to write that down too. Hawaii. Yeah, that's a gimme. I would go there in a heartbeat again. I loved it there. There were some beautiful pictures there. And my pictures, I wasn't even trying, but they turned out pretty good. I don't think you can screw up a picture in Hawaii. If she goes to Hawaii, that's where I'm going to go. I'm not going to let Eric go with her there. I'll go with her there. My wild home, how are you? Melody and I think Ryan. Man, I don't know why I can't remember his name. I just remember Melody because it's so cool looking, because it's Melodi. Melody. Plymouth. Plymouth, like Massachusetts? Like Plymouth Rock? Is that what you're thinking, Brian? I went to Connecticut in April. It was very nice. See, I feel like timing is everything with this. So I even told her, I was like, well, you could always drive in the fall. If you go in the fall, you could just go up to Tennessee or go towards like Arkansas with dad, just take a drive for the day. And then you could go and see some of the gorgeous like fall colors, because I know that once you leave Texas, you're going to see some of those fall colors again. So yes, it was beautiful. Oh, I bet, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Ryan, it is Ryan and Melody. Yes, I remembered. Hey, Mike, Vision Acres, how are you? All of West Virginia in the fall. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that would be a hard trip to convince Eric to take. He loves West Virginia. He absolutely would go there again in a heartbeat. If I could just get him to take some time off and drive with her to go there. McKittrick Canyon in the fall. The color's amazing. Texas, New Mexico border area. Okay. So it would be like a day trip. He'd have to really drive, because I don't know if he'd want to fly that close, but that far. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. How are you doing, Mike? Vision Acres. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you in here. Hope you guys are doing great. Okay. So it's been super hot here. So thinking about the fall, thinking about all the things that fall brings, honestly, I like the summer. I don't like to see it go away. I like the summer because I don't know. I like the heat. My birthday month is my favorite month. August is my favorite. August is the most beautiful month in the world. If you could have beautiful months. I just like this month. This is a good month. But the problem is that now the school systems want to jack it up, and they want to put the kids back in school in August. And I feel like my homeschooling mom brain is saying, this is a good thing, because that means that all the homeschooling moms get their like universe back, because that means that all the public schoolers are out of the way for all our trips we want to take. But then the rest of me is like, man, everybody's going back to school. This ruins everything. But I'm just going to take it in stride, I guess. Kelly says the mountains are very pretty and the airport and very small, and the bathroom is neat. Very cool. And if she wants coastline pics, nothing better than the Northern California, Oregon, Washington coast. Okay, I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard that too. Hey, Betty Jean, how are you? I used to love summer, not so much anymore. Yeah, I feel like as I get older, I'm probably going to dislike summer. Summer more. I don't know. Oh, Kelly, your birthday's the 26th of this month. Well, happy early birthday to you. Let's see. I've been to Cape Cod on the same trip I went to Plymouth. That's cool. Hey, hello, Scott Monica. We are blessed. Thank you for checking on us. Yeah, I am still friends with you guys still. I see you guys on Facebook, and so I kind of keep tabs. I know what's kind of up, so that way I can make sure you guys are doing good still. You're hanging in there. So, okay, so that was going to ask you too. Oh, Vermont is worth the time, breathtaking in the fall. I bet it would be. I bet that would be phenomenal. Oh my gosh, Betty Jean, are you serious? Well, that's right, because you were in the hospital last week, though. You're not back out of the hospital yet. Did you have something else happen? Because I'm looking to see. Because I made notes last week too. Did something else happen to you? Let us know. Oh my gosh. I'm writing down Vermont too. Vermont. When we're flying and saw New York City and bridges in the World Trade Center. Yeah, that is really cool. I feel like Abigail would probably love to go to New York. So Rick says, I'm old and I still like the summer. Well, good. That gives me hope then, even though I don't know that you're probably old, but I feel like I'm already getting old, but I still like it. So it's not too bad. I just feel like they're making everybody go back to school so early. And it's like feeling like it's super early and everything's coming on at once. I don't know. I just feel like it's too much. Oh, Kelly, you're having girls surgery. Ooh, I'll be praying for you. The Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia is pretty. I will say we just drove through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I think Abigail probably would have rather stayed a few days extra because it was gorgeous. We drove through it when we drove to Maryland in June. It was beautiful. I would like to drive through there again in like October or November. Maybe that's where they should go. Maybe they should go out to Tennessee in like November and take a weekend trip to kind of drive out that way and then drive back and take some really gorgeous fall pictures. That would be cool. Florida is awesome in the winter and it's nice. That's true. And see, I like the warmth. I mean, this isn't too hot for me. The only reason why this weather is too hot for me here is because I see the effect it has on my animals and it's hard. It really is hard on them. And I hate that for them. So yeah, come to Texas. We'll know why we don't like summer. Yeah, I think so. Some people are definitely over it. Let's see. They need to take me when they go on their trip in the fall. I will say I am. Oh, you had another one, Betty Jean. Oh, okay. If you guys pray, if you would put Betty Jean on your prayer list, that would be amazing. Betty Jean, I hope you feel better. And I'm going to make sure that Eric sees this later, that you are still in the hospital. You need to get better. You hear? Get better, Missy. No more of this. Next Thursday, you come in here and we'll see that you're home. How about that? Come in here next Thursday so we can see that you're home and you're saying, hi, I'm watching from the house. I'm at home now. That'd be good. Oh, see, Rick says my son lives in his Houston area. Let's see. Oh, Kelly says Gatlinburg and Smoky Mountains. Oh, Dollywood. That's a good idea. Hey, Ann Dale, how are you? I hope you're having a good night tonight. So you're talking about school starting too. So that was another thing I want to talk about. School starting, right? So this is, oh no, Kelly. Oh, I'm so sorry. That stinks. Oh, that stinks. Yeah. If you have any prayer requests, please let me know because I will definitely put you on my prayer list for sure. Send me the heat. I'll send you the cold. It's freezing, 66 right now. No, Scott. No, I'm sorry. You can't have this. I don't want your 66 degrees. I don't mind the 60s really, but I know that 66 brings 59 and then 59 brings 52 and then 52 brings 43. And then guess what? I don't like that. 66 is where I draw the line. If it's going to be 66, 69, 68, 72, I can deal with the 60s and 70s, upper 60s. I don't want the lower 60s. It makes it cold. It's cold for my bones. She wants to take pictures of a Canadian island. I know a guy. Yeah, I know, right? That's what she was saying. Just get her a passport and then she can go. Let's see. Yeah, we won't see 66 degrees until November or December. Yeah, that's true. And I was even telling the kids the other day, I was like, well, I'm going to plant all these things so that by November, I can harvest it. Because when I was doing my calculations, I had something like 96 days until our frost sill. And I was like, that's pretty good. 90 some days. I'm going to be able to plant an entire second round of vegetables and fruit here. So that makes me happy because I feel like I didn't get what I wanted to put away. Like I didn't put away as much as I wanted to get put away for, the winter and stuff. So, hey, Heath, Frontier Survival, how are you? I've been talking to my podcast members and we were talking about, oh yeah, brassicas, indoor and starts. That's what I'm getting ready to do this weekend as well, Gwen. Eric's got to work all day on Saturday. So do two of my other kids. And oh, that's so sweet, Kelly. I'll get in touch with you later. Okay. Betty Jean says, come to Wisconsin in the fall. We're in the 40s and the 50s. No, no, maybe that's why you're not in good health. You need to come to the heat. No, I'm joking. Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to come to the cold. I don't want to do it. Yeah, I got 2 cantaloupes today. You go, Monica. The garden will be great. Yes, seriously. I am like so excited that I started doing it already. But I'm excited because I finally am getting a hold of making sure that I'm timing things right. And hey, Rich, how are you, Old Sweets Farm? You're here early. And Eric's not here. He's gone tonight, or at least gone for a while anyway. I don't know. He may show up if I'm still in here. I haven't decided what I'm doing. But yeah, no, he's at a worship night with my 2 big kids. So they're having a good time. That's sweater time, not coats. Oh, that's true, Betty Jean. You're right. That's true. Yeah. So, I was talking to my podcast co-host, and Casey from Ormsby Farms was saying that he's doing the 3 Rivers Challenge. It's called Every Bit Counts Challenge. Have you guys heard of this? Has anybody ever heard of this? Every Bit Counts Challenge. I will definitely be praying for you, Kelly. Every Bit Counts Challenge. Have you guys heard of this? The cold is why Texas and Florida has so many snowbirds. This is true. Very true. Yeah. Oh, is Jake here too? I didn't see Jake come in here. There's Jake. How are you, Jake? I totally missed you coming in here. There you are. How are you tonight? Hopefully everybody's staying nice and cool over there. How are the pigs? How's Gizmo? How's Peppa? Are they good? Are they loving life together? Have they made it? Have they made babies yet? I need to know these things. Nope, but sounds interesting. Okay, so Every Bit Counts Challenge, and I'm like not sponsored. I don't do anything for Three Rivers Homestead. Like I don't even know her. I don't know anything about her really. I just know she's popular on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. But she does this thing called Every Bit Counts Challenge. And Casey was telling me that it's like basically you do like every day you do something to kind of put up for the future, right? And every day during August, you put something away or you do something small, even if it's just a little thing to put away for the future of your, the winter and fall and stuff like that. So it's 78 tonight in North Carolina and glorious. Oh my gosh, I bet, Andale. Oh my word. But anyway, I'm excited because I thought that one might be a really thing to do. So if you guys want to take part in this, all you have to do is if you're making videos or making posts or whatever it is, if you use the hashtag Every Bit Counts Challenge, then people can look and check in and see if the hashtag, if you type that in, you can find other people that are doing it, little videos or whatever they're doing. And it's just little ways that they're saving, preserving. One of the things Casey did, I think today for day 3, is it day 3? Yeah, day 3 is he put up a bunch of jalapenos. He washed them, cut them in half and threw them in the freezer so that later on he'll have a chance to do it. And there you go. I put some tomatoes away tonight in my belly. Love it. And it kind of reminded me of the challenge that Rich and Annette over at Cow Emporium, that Rich over at Old Sweets Farm and Annette at Cow Emporium. Does that make sense? Is that what it is? That's what it is. Yeah. They do the February. What's it called? Tell me what it's called because I can't think of it right now. They do the February thing challenge. There you go. Andale's got it. Yeah, the Every Bit Counts Challenge. But they do the challenge for February. And I think that's such a cool idea because it gets people really involved in being motivated and intentional with putting things away, not just, $50 February. There you go. Thank you. Sorry. I'm totally blowing it tonight. $50 February. And is it 2024 this year, Rich? Or do you need to add the year on it? Or is it just $50 February? Is that what you're using this time? But it's cool because if you type that in, hashtag $50 February 2023, you can see all the people that participated this past year and you can see all the ways they put away things during the early part of the season so that in February, they could go and survive on more minimal money and not spend all the extra stuff. And when you do that, you really look at where you have your supplies. And I love that. I absolutely love that so much. It's just such a cool thing. And being able to know where your holes are for your storage, whether you're a prepper or just a homesteader, or whether you're just a normal, average, Monica or an Eric living in the suburbs, doing whatever you're doing, going to work, coming home, and just hanging out. You still have to think about those things. What happens if you lose your job? What happens if you something happens to you and your family, you're sick or you have surgery or something happens? You need to be able to prepare in some small way. And I love these challenges because it really is, It really is such a cool thing. So, okay, let me go back and see what you guys are saying. Okay, there you go. Old Sweets, $50 challenge, $50 February. I think other than peppers, I'm done. I have some peas in the freezer that I can later. Yeah, I love that idea of putting things in the freezer so that you can take care of it later. So, Miss Monica, I take it it's just you, but Mr. Eric to work. Just joking, by the way. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you, Desert Goat. No, actually, Eric is at a worship night at the church in town here with my two bigger kids. He took them out for a date night dinner, and they went to the worship recording. They're actually recording a worship album for our church. And so they went to go to the worship album. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So they're recording that with that. Let's see. I've been clean for 4 years now, and I'm divorced since August 8th of last year. And my ex-husband is very ill. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kelly. Oh, I hate that for you. It's 70 degrees in Maryland right now. Oh my gosh. We set up a watering filter system today. Oh, that's awesome. And I love that. I just like all the home canned foods because they taste so much better. It is so true. And you know what's funny? Carmen from Jesus Love and Homesteader said last night. Now, I have not successfully grown garlic. All the trouble I had trying to grow garlic earlier this season, I was freaking out because I finally got sprouts. It didn't happen. Okay. It didn't happen. They died. They all died. They shriveled up. It was bad. I think I know what I did wrong. So this year I'm going to be ready I'm going to do onions, a bunch of onions, because I have onions, but they're all like this big because I planted them too late. So I'm doing onions, and I'm going to follow my timing, and I'm going to do my garlic, and I'm going to follow the timing this time. And I am super excited because Carmen said that homegrown garlic, and I need you guys to give me a yes or a no, give me a thumbs up here, like in the chat thing, thumbs up if you've ever grown garlic. And if you agree that homegrown garlic is like spicier or like richer in flavor than regular store-bought garlic. Let me know, because I've never done it. A worship night sounds wonderful. Yeah, it was pretty cool looking. He sent me a picture of the whole thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, put away your camera. You're not supposed to take video. But it was before it started, and it was really cool. It looked like a concert, and it was awesome. Of course, we go to Lake Point. It's a mega church in Rockwell, so I expected it to be big, but it was cool. Plant the garlic the first part of November, cover it up with all the hay and poop from the rabbit hutches, water it occasionally, and don't do anything else to it. I can do that. If it's set it and forget it, that's me. This girl can do it. Well, I have hidden supplies hidden around 80-mile area. Wait, hold on. I got to see what you got, Desert Goat. 80 mild wilderness survival skills with experience, 30 days of food stock, just a small list of how I roll. I love that. Absolutely love that. I think it's great. Oh, Andale said yes, and it tasted so good. Rick said I canned a batch of peach jam today, made refrigerator spicy dilly beans, and a small peach cobbler. Sounds amazing. Sounds like a nice challenge and a great way to make content as well, plus prepare. See, I think so too. And you don't have to be like a part of anything. With the $50 February, I think you can start just participating and saying you want to do it. Just let Rich know if you want to do it. But I think the Three Rivers Homestead one, the Every Bit Counts Challenge, you don't have to be a part of anything. You can just literally start putting that on your content, wherever it is, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or here in YouTube. It's just easy to do. Just put the hashtag on too. Garlic, it's definitely homegrownier. Homegrownier. It's better. It's good. It's better. It's amazing. Rick said, oh, Old Swede said, Rich said, our garlic just harvested is amazing. Just a great smell and flavor. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. I can't eat garlic. I'm allergic to it. Oh my gosh. Don't eat garlic then, Betty Jean. Do not eat garlic. But I'm glad that I'm getting all of the other people's opinions, because when Carmen said that homegrown garlic is has more flavor, and I knew it would probably have more flavor, right? But to hear that it was spicier made me really excited, because I'm the girl that when you're following the recipe and it's 2 tablespoons of garlic, I'm all 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of garlic, because I feel like it's never enough. And I buy the organic minced garlic from Costco. So it's I hope that it's pretty good, and it's just garlic and whatever it's put in. I try to buy the good quality stuff, but man, I can't wait to grow my own. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so great. I picked 2 little bunches of elderberries this evening. Oh, see, I love that. That's so good. Yes. Let's see what else. Don't be the bum, smash the thumb. Love it. Yeah, I completely understand, Desert Goat. Harvested 68 heads 3 days ago. 68 heads of garlic? Is that what you're talking about? Garlic, Rick? That's cool. That is awesome. Is that what you call it? A garlic head? Yeah, I think it's a garlic head, isn't it? Or a garlic bulb? What is it? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. We did the animals. Are we allowed to have cookies? My kids are asking me if they can have cookies for snack tonight. So they're texting me on my phone while they're in there. You and younger little too. Oh, I can hear the dogs out there barking. So they went and did all the animals tonight. They took care of them without being told, without the big kids, helping them. So that's good. I planted garlic and harvested from an old homestead several years ago. Also, a head of elephant garlic from the grocery store. Both have done amazing. That's awesome. I love that so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do garlic because, and actually do it. I've grown onions 3 years now. My first year was a complete waste and just blah. The second year I did better. And then this year I did okay. The second year I did the best. I think because I kind of forgot about it because my son was getting married and I kind of in 2021 was my second year. I don't think I did them really in 2022 or maybe 2021 was my first year. Needless to say, I did really great in 2021 because Caleb was getting married. I totally forgot I even had the onions in there. And it was after his wedding, I was noticing that we are getting a lot of rain and some stuff. And I was like, I should probably pull this. And they were starting to kind of boop and tip over. So not garlic, onions, when the heads, the what's it called? The stalk or whatever, when it starts to lay over and get that brown on it, that's when you're supposed to harvest, right? So that's what I did. And I got some really pretty onions that year. Onions. I'm talking about onions, not garlic now. I went to onions because I'm good at onions, or at least I'm decent. I'm average at onions, not so average at anything else. I'm average at most things, not really. Cookies and with their cookies in there with Eric, and they were at church. Interesting. Well, as long as they have a good time. No, my little kids, Desert Goat, are not with Eric. My little kids are here with us and here with me, and they're in the other room. Onion hair. Is that what it is? Onion hair? It's not onion hair. It looks like hair. It's sticking up and then it goes boop. It's kind of like my hair at night. It sticks up in the nighttime, and then in the morning it's boop and it just lays down. It's bad news. I've been trying to go with my natural curly hair and it has been a mess and a half. And then I go outside in the heat and it all just goes. So it's been rough. The heat does it for me. Let's see. Our onions were what did you say? Our onions were so. We got a lot of garlic and it's all small. So how do you get big garlic? What's the trick for big garlic? Obviously you can buy elephant garlic, right? And use those. But if you're not dealing with elephant garlic, what is the trick for garlic being good size? Anybody? Gwen, what do you have trick wise? Is there any tricks to the trade for that? Because I'm interested. Because I feel like I have a lot of gardening experts here that could give me some ideas that would know. Don't ask me. No, Ann and I want to know. Inquiring minds, Monica and Ann need to know. Big on garlic and onions. Fertilize them. Okay, but natural fertilizer, just use rabbit poop. Is that what I'm using? Both are heavy feeders. Okay. Heavy feeders, they need fertilizer. That makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to rabbit poop the crap out of them. Rabbit poop the crap. So bad. That's awful. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. That was terrible. You did a terrible job there. That was a bad joke. Yes, please. We want to know. So heavy feeder. They like a lot of poop. Good soil and plant big cloves. Okay, good one, Rick. I like that. Rick by the beach. He's like, I can go down the street and there's a beach there. He's rubbing it in. I love the beach. Love the beach. Rabbit poop is great. Rabbit tea, fish emulsion. Yeah, I will have to buy some fish emulsion because Eric had the audacity to take fish, nasty. I don't even know where he got it. I can't remember now. Fish something nasty. Oh, it was fish scraps from when the kids went fishing. Took the disgusting fish scrap nastiness, put water in a bucket and put a 5-gallon bucket of fish foulness into my greenhouse, sealed the lid, and then let it sit there. He was like, Monica, I'm making fertilizer for you. It's going to be amazing. You know what? That stuff bubbled up top. I was like, blue in the 5-gallon bucket. It was so gross. I could smell it. Like, bleh. It was so nasty. He went to check it recently. It was gone. It all had evaporated. I didn't do it. I did not do it. Let's see. Jesse says big garlic requires spacing them out to allow them to spread out. Planting crowded will cause smaller bulbs. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Mine were a little crowded. And I think it was just bad ground that they were in. Let's see. Rich says we threw wood chips mixed with chicken poop on top of the onions. They're huge this year. Okay. They like chicken poop. Let's see. Gwen says, yeah, kind of like potatoes. Don't plant small cloves or small potatoes. Okay. So if you plant small, you're going to get small. Is that the way it kind of goes? Rabbit poop and goat poop, horse poop, and the right soil mixture does wonders for the garden. Okay. But it's good. How often do you fertilize them? Fertilize when you plant, then once every 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, I'm writing that down. 2 to 3 weeks. Every 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, I like that. Okay, every 2 to 3 weeks. I'm writing this down. I'm taking notes. Okay. And you can use chicken poop. She's got chicken poop. We got poop. We've got poop we can use. Okay, so I don't really have any particular special guest, but what I was thinking tonight is for my special guest, I was going to invite some of my kids in here. We're going to talk to them for a minute because I had some question. So beyond I know there's only 11 you guys in here, and thank you for hanging in there with me because I have another very important question. I'm a mom that get burned out. I get burned out. Okay, wait, all winter. Wow, okay, I didn't do that to winter. Me neither. That's the thing. If I plant early spring, what zone are you in, Ann? I'm in 7A. No, I mean 8A. So I think I would do it late. Hey, Jen, how are you? I've got chicken poop. Me too. I've got chicken. I've got duck. I've got turkey. I've got rabbit. I've got cow. I've got a lot of poop here. Okay. So my special guests tonight are 3 of my kids. I'm going to invite these 3 in here real quick. And I'm going to ask them, close the door real quick. So you guys are my guests tonight real quick. Okay. So my guests tonight are 3 of my kids. And this is why I'm having them come in, because I wanted to ask you guys. So come sit down for a second. You can kind of come sit, move that around. You can share the chair, sit and stand. Okay. So these are 3 of my kids. These are my 3 youngest. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, we got the poop for sure. Okay. So these are 3 of my kids. And this is my youngest.
Hi.
This is my next youngest.
Hi.
And that's my 3rd youngest.
Hi.
Okay, so here up north, I plant mid-October, mulch in November, and harvest in mid-July. Love it. Okay, so the kids are in here tonight because my next question for you guys, outside of the growing onions and garlic, what's your favorite dinner go-to? Because I'm going to be real honest with you. I think my kids are burned out. I think we're burned out of the same meals. Like, I didn't know what to make tonight because I'm like, I'm burned out. I've got meal issues. So, guys, are you sick of me making the same meals?
Yes.
No, you're okay with it. You like it.
No.
So,
I like it.
what's your favorite meal, Elijah?
I don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite?
No.
Okay. Okay. So Andale's saying spaghetti. We make spaghetti a lot. We have a lot of spaghetti. Spaghetti's been our thing, our go-to. Ezekiel, what's your favorite meal?
Chicken patties.
Chicken patties.
Every single time I love them.
Oh, you like when I make the chicken patties with the sauce?
Yeah. Always.
So I make what we consider a chicken parmesan, where I take chicken patties, throw them in the oven, make some marinara, throw that on top with some noodles. Boom. Chicken parmesan. My kids don't know the difference. They're going to go to a restaurant one day, order chicken parmesan, and not get a chicken patty and know what the heck. They're not going to know what the heck is going on. They're going to be so sad, so disappointed. We just put in a nice beef roast with garlic, onions, potatoes, and carrots from the garden. Slow cook in the crock pot. Yummy. Oh my gosh, that sounds good. Okay, so we need to do a beef roast. I like that idea because we haven't done a beef roast in a while. One of the ways I did this is had spots. I did my gardens in one spot, fertilized 3 times a year before planting the other once a week. Okay, good idea. Tuna fish with apples sandwich. So I haven't done tuna in a while, and all 3. You don't like tuna, do you?
I used to like it.
So we were doing tuna we were doing, I haven't done tuna with apples, and I saw you put apples in yours the one time. We do tuna melts a lot, so that might have to be a thing. Okay, so Jen said, tonight we had refried beans and Spanish rice with chips. Okay, that's an easy dinner. Super easy. Chicken pot pie, lasagna, quick nights, grilled cheese sandwiches, grilled ham and cheese. Okay. See, we do the grilled cheeses for lunches, so that's a good one. What, Jesse? Tuna and apples. Yes, you got to go see his tuna recipe. He has it as like one of his best sandwiches. Go check out his video. It's a good video. I like tuna though, so I'm a thing. That's my thing. Swedish meatballs with pineapples and barbecue sauce. I've never made Swedish meatballs. Elijah, you would probably like it.
Swedish meatballs? That sounds good.
Yeah, I think so. What'd you say? Does it go? Well, at least two looks like Eric and one kind of looks like Miss Monica. Which one looks like me? Because I don't think any of them really do. Maybe him. Maybe he looks like me a little bit. This one right here is Eric's family, 150%. This one right here definitely looks like Eric's family, I think, too. That one might be me a little bit. Yeah. We used to do, let's say, okay, we used to do chicken salad with chopped up apples and Montreal steak seasoning. Okay, that sounds like it's good. We've been having salad a lot lately too, right?
Mhm.
Like chicken salad, I make a hot chicken salad. I make a big batch of bacon to go with it. That's been decent. Homemade pimento cheese, 1 pound of American, 1 pound of cheddar, a jar of pimentos, and Miracle Whip. And then what do you eat with it? Just eat it? Just with crackers and cheese one night for dinner? I mean, I can get down with that. Chicken and rice. I mean, not for me to eat. I mean, like for the kids to eat, because I'm okay with cheese, but they like it more than I do. Just put it in the crock pot, Instapot, and set it and forget it. I'm going to have to try it. Well, I see I always make my own meatballs, so I'm going to have to look up Swedish meatballs recipe. Swedish meatballs. I'm writing it down. Swedish meatballs. That's what I need. I need to get some ideas, guys. We need some ideas for dinner here. What do you think?
Hamburgers and hot
Hamburgers, spaghetti tacos. What are you even talking about? No. Let's see. Regina said I had salmon croquettes. Their specialty with mac and cheese tonight. Mac and cheese, that's some good stuff. Yep. In that order. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Got it. I got it. Yeah, I know. Lisa, you need to come eat dinner with us. They're eating better than I am most nights because I'll make stuff for them and then I'll just eat whatever's in their leftover. Poor Eric ends up getting a lot of leftovers because he doesn't eat some of the things that I make for them because they're usually loaded with a lot of extra carbs or breads or something like that. Tonight I made homemade spam with some, what was it? What did I make tonight?
Butternut squash.
Homemade spam with butternut squash and a little bit of salt and pepper, and I made some scrambled eggs with it and stuff. Definitely wasn't as good as the stuff I made with the zucchini last week. The zucchini was much better. The butternut squash was soft and it was kind of mushy. Definitely butternut squash is better with like pulled pork and stuff. Not as good with the homemade spam. It just wasn't that good. We had leftover ham, stew, fried cabbage, and hash brown casserole tonight. See, I need to get some cabbage. I'm definitely planting cabbage soon. Tortilla turtles by Ember. Tortilla turtles? Did Ember make a video on this, Miss Jen? Because I might need a video. Hey, Miss Roberta, how are you? They're my little bit of co-hosts tonight. They're not very talkative. You can see they definitely don't take after me. This is not no. It's funny because this one right here is like definitely the talker. He's the second most talkative kid of the whole bunch. He's not going to chat your ear off. But these two right here, oh yeah, they'll chat your ear off. I mean, they will chat you up normally. So I'm shocked that they're so quiet right now. I mean, like this is not usually them, but maybe they're camera shy. Are you camera shy?
Feels camera shy.
Are you being camera shy?
No.
Are you being camera shy, Ezekiel? No? No? Okay, so one last question, boys. Are you excited to start going back to your co-op and having school full time again?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Kind of.
They love their co-op. Do you love your co-op?
Sure.
Not love,
Mm.
but
But you like to have the order and the organization and that kind of that stuff?
yeah.
Very nice. Yes. There you go. Enjoy. All right. You guys can go now. I won't make you sit here anymore. Is Dad home?
No.
Okay. Go tell Jacob to see if Dad and Abigail and them are home yet or on their way.
It's not.
All right. Bye. Oh, it's not there. Oh, huh? No, you cannot play video games. All right. You guys want to say bye? No, nobody wants to say bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
No, Eric. Yeah, Eric gets leftovers and all that. Yeah, thank you, Roberta. Let's see. Hey guys, from Ember and Connor Rivers at camp. Oh, that's so sweet. I'll have to tell them because they just rolled out too. Now I was looking. My 13-year-old is taking care of a neighbor's yard, and yeah, he saw another dog. There's, what I really hate. I really hate when people just drop their dogs off. We live in a community where people just come and dump their animals. It is so aggravating, like incredibly aggravating. We have this beautiful, beautiful livestock guardian dog that's basically been walking the street that we live on, up and down the street, up and down the street, up and down the street. She's the skinniest thing. There is a family that is giving her food and water and kind of letting her sleep on his porch. But she's like alone and she needs to be fed well. She needs a home. She needs people to take care of her. And it's literally the saddest thing to watch her because she just wants to be someone's friend. She is a good dog. When I go for walks up and down the road, she'll walk with me. And then when I start getting close to my house, she just like stops because she knows my dogs are going to bark and scare her away. Thank you, Roberta, for saying that, by the way. And Eric is getting left. There's poor Eric. And don't tell Eric about my comment. And don't worry, I'll let him know you were sentimental for a second. You felt bad for him for a second. But yeah, I feel bad for these dogs. I hate when people are so nasty. Like, what possesses people to just drop their animals off and just let them be? Like, how do you do that? It's just awful. And we live in a community where it's easy to do, I guess, because we live farther back. So it's just kind of easy to drop them and go. And I absolutely hate it. I feel like if you dump a dog somewhere, somebody should grab you and put you in jail, like you should be. A lot of time, livestock guardian dogs wander. They are bad about leaving home, but I agree with the dumping being bad. Thankfully, we haven't had that happen too much here. Well, this girl has a pink collar. She looks like she belongs somewhere, but the collar has no information on it, and I don't even know if she's chipped or not. Dumping dogs is so common in the country. They just putting them out to die. It makes me so mad. It does. Exactly, Scott. Scott said it too. Entitlement. It is awful. People think that they just have a right to treat animals with disrespect and disgusting unkindness. Like, it's awful. And you know what's funny is that it truly is entitlement. Because here's the thing, ready? People get I'm on my soapbox here. People get so upset. Oh, I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat. How could you possibly eat meat? How could you name an animal that you're going to eat? You know what? I give that animal every bit of care, kindness, and love that I can possibly give it. And it has one bad day. One bad day. Now, maybe it gets sick and has a rough day and we help it get better. And then it lives the rest of its life and it has one bad day. And that's the day that it's done. The end of its life. And I hope that day isn't even really that bad because it's just going to be gone and it's not going to realize that it was a bad day because it's still going to be loved up until the minute it's out of our hands. And that's the very last moment. And the thing is that people don't understand that. It makes me so angry how entitled people are, how selfish people are, how disgusting people are nowadays to think they have the right to be angry about people eating meat or raising their own meat when they're just out there just doing stupid crap too. They're doing stupid stuff too. Especially because even if you are like a vegetarian or a vegan, you're literally eating stuff that's planted on fields where they have to kill bugs. They have to tear up them fields. And guess what? They're still killing stuff, human things, living things, not human, but living things so that you can have soybeans or you can have your whatever you're eating instead of meat. So yeah, take that one. Sorry. It makes me mad. We've been down that road, Miss Monica, stupid people always dumping off pets. Yeah. And we've helped a few and we found them homes, but it makes me so mad. So mad. Man, I've been trying to care for this one chick we got. Has one eye that can barely open, 4 days old, and she just started eating by herself. Okay. Colloidal silver has worked wonders for that, Jen. If you have colloidal silver, or just put some terramycin in her eye. Do you have terramycin? You can still buy terramycin on Amazon. I don't have an affiliate link. Y'all have your own affiliate links. Jump in there on your Amazon Associates thing. Make yourself a little terramycin affiliate link. Buy some terramycin. It's like $25. It is worth it to have in your first aid kit. Trust me. Terramycin is like the cure-all for eye junk in any animals. We use it for our cows for pink eye. We put it in our chickens. I put it in my poultry. I have Blindy, good old Blindy, my turkey, who, thank you, Scott. Blindy, my turkey that has one eye that she walks around like this. It's really funny, actually, because that's probably the way she actually looks. And she's the sweetest little thing, but she has one eye because she got a chicken pox in her eyeball. Thank you so much, Jessie, for being here. I appreciate you so much. You and Lisa both. I love you guys. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, she, oh, looks like Eric might be heading home soon. Who knows? No idea. Anyway, yeah, she had a pock, covered her eye completely, and we like colloidal silvered it, used a little terramycin, and in the end, she lost her eye, but she's still alive, and boom, it helped her heal though. I mean, it helped to heal. She was getting gunk out of it. It was really gross. Anyway, Roberta, let's see. Soybeans are not healthy either because they have so much estrogen and it causes medical issues. The only soybean product that is truly safe or healthy to consume is soy sauce because it's been fermented. There you go. There you go. It's just, people just make me so furious sometimes when they feel so much like they're deserved of all these things that they're not deserving of anything. Yeah, got to get some. She looks like she was born with one eye, and the one eye she has even in the wrong place. It's weird. Well, colloidal silver is great. It's natural. You can spray it on her. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antimicrobial. Plus, if you get colloidal silver, I would suggest you do a couple things. Buy a colloidal silver bottle right from Amazon, right? Or wherever. And then do the 10 parts per million, the 10 ppm. And that's what I do usually. And then I get a sinus bottle. It sounds so silly, but I get one bottle that's like the blue or the like brown. So it's cover. And I get one of those sinus bottles because trust me, if you have colloidal silver, you're going to use it for people too, because it's amazing for sinuses. And my son gets sinus infections when he does hay all the time. So he always treats his sinuses with colloidal silver whenever he does hay. And then if you get a little glass spray bottle, you can put a little bit in that glass spray bottle, and you can use one spray bottle for animals. And then if you get a second spray bottle, you can use that for your throat, because at cold and flu season, if you spray colloidal silver in your throat every now and then, especially if you feel a scratchy throat coming on, or it's cold and flu season, you're going to coat that throat and it's good for you. So that's what I do. That turned really quick from me like lashing out about people that drop their dogs and dump them to me talking about colloidal silver and natural remedies. So and Jesse's like, I'm leaving. I got to go. Keep doing you, babe. He's like, I'm out of here. Let's see. Years ago, someone dropped a starving chihuahua at my door during winter. The good news is the dog adopted me and it gained weight and is very spoiled. Oh, I love that so much. I love that so much. Perfect. Hey, Joni, how are you? Oh my gosh, you just missed the boys, Joni. They were talking about how much they're excited to do co-op soon. So school's starting for everybody else. All the public school kids are starting to go back. I know Casey's kids from Boots and Bounty in Tennessee, they already started like August 1st. It is way too early, but our co-op officially starts on September 1st, I think, or whatever that is. Yeah, maybe September 1st. So I'm really excited that we're getting ready to go back and start registering soon. I know I miss my people at the co-op. I miss my ladies that are over there. I have a great group of friends there. And I will say that I absolutely love it. If you homeschool and you haven't found a good group of people yet, take time to find them. They are worth finding. And if you don't have time to find them, or you feel like you're not at that space, just be prayerful that they find you, because I'm telling you, it is amazing when you find a group of people like that. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much for coming in here, Nancy. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful weekend too. Let's see. Jen says, that's nuts. We start after Labor Day. Yeah. Well, my kids have been doing a couple subjects the entire summer. I'm trying to keep them caught up with some of the things they're doing. Jacob was a little bit behind in math, so he's been working on math and he's almost finished his unit. So he'll be starting in his official grade level math come October 1st. So that's perfect. I'm super happy about that. But it's one of those things that when you homeschool, if you do year round, they never really have a school to start. They don't have a thing that you start officially. Just kind of go with it. Once the co-op starts, I'm excited to see your boys and you. Yes, me too. Once the co-op starts for us, I will start more of like a full-time school, where we're doing more work, and I start kind of putting it in slowly but surely. So Anyway, that was kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about. And then I wanted to ask you guys too, since I have some people in here still. I have a big question for you guys. We talked about saving up some things. When do you start? If you have kids, or if you've had kids, or if you've been a kid, right? Or if you have grandkids, when do you start chores? And what kind of chores do you start for your kids? Or do you not do chores at all? Do you call them chores, or do you just say you're helping out with the farm or you're helping out with the house? Because like my kids don't get paid for chores. They get paid in life, like they just life experiences. We do things for them. I feel like I've been pretty good about, blessing my kids with certain things when they're helping me out. So if the kids are doing a great job doing something, then I may bring them home some ice cream, or we may go out to do something special, but I try to reward them that way instead of just giving them money. So Roberta says, I used to use accelerated Christian education curriculum years ago, and my son loved it. Yeah, I like that. My son and I loved it. Yeah. Some of the things are just great when you pick what you like. As soon as they start walking, Gwen, I love it. Yes. Oh, Desert Goat says, and Miss Monica, I deny spoiling the dog and don't believe what the dog is saying that I spoiled her. I don't believe you. I believe that dog is probably a spoiled, cutest little thing ever. And yeah, again, I just let my dirty old Titus Blue Heeler in the house today. And let me tell you what, he is the dirtiest, fattest thing, and he doesn't deserve to be in this house, but he kind of does, because it was so hot and he was looking at me. And I was like, you want to come inside, buddy? And he just looked at me. He was like, let me in, please. And I was like, you can come in. You can stay with me. So we came inside, and then he just left a dirt pile because he's like a dust devil. As soon as he walks in the house, he just leaves piles of dirt everywhere because he's ridiculous. So Andel says, we really don't call them chores. I completely get it. We call them chores because they know it's a zone type thing. And I always say, hey, did you guys do your chores? I try not to make it a bad word. Chores aren't a bad thing. It's just chores because it's things you have to do, but probably shouldn't call them chores. Housework. Yeah. Tidying up, doing your thing, doing your zones. Gwen says, when they're big enough to take toys out of the toy box, they're big enough to start putting them back in. Very good. Yeah, exactly. Joni says, as soon as they start walking, putting up their toys. Yeah, makes sense. Lisa says they can start young by picking up toys and things. And that's what most of my kids do. Yeah, there you go. Andale with the dog. Roberta said, children need to have responsibilities and chores to do every day. It's part of training them for adulthood. But more importantly, it builds a family bond as they work together. I agree. So I have an Instagram page, and a private Instagram page I just have for me. And it's not a business page or anything. It's just my page that I've had for a while. And exactly, why would you believe I treat critters better than people? I don't know. You literally just said it yourself. Okay. You just said that right there. Yeah, exactly. And being a part, I do believe that. Desert Goat. Being a part of the family means helping around the home. Exactly. So a few years ago, I was like, I really, I have a small business. I want people to see me. I can just start advertising my small business from my private Instagram page. It'll be fine. And so I was really excited to start using my social media to market myself as a small business owner. So I opened up my private Instagram page, my account, and made it public. And one of the posts that I had posted a couple days before that was like, kids got new zones. We're really excited to start our zone chores. Here's, one of the boys started working on, sweeping, and another one is learning how to do the dishwasher, something. It was something along those lines. Like, they're just, my younger kids really are helpful. And it's not like I burden them with a ton of stuff, but we are a family and we work together. Being a part of a family means helping around the home. That's perfect, right? Would you believe I immediately, within 20 minutes of having my account open, people started following me. This was great. So I gained 20 followers. Awesome. I also gained 3 trolls. This one person trolled me so hard. They went to all of my posts and started basically saying how I was abusing my children because they are doing chores and they should have the luxury of living in my house and not having to work for their existence. It was so bad. I immediately shut my account down. I was like, never mind. Nobody more. I can't do this. Because all I could think of is somebody accusing me of actual child abuse. I'm like, that's awful. Any type of anything like that. That is horrible. I shouldn't even say it probably. But it's just the idea that I'm doing something wrong by having my kids do chores. I was like, no, thanks. No. There's nothing wrong with having them help around the house. My kids helped fold clothes when they were itty bitty. And yes, they weren't folded great, but I didn't redo them. I try really hard not to redo anything my kids do. I am not that mom when we do I am not the mom when we do like the Christmas tree and we throw the Christmas tree up and we start putting things in. I'm not the mom that goes behind them and reorganizes the Christmas tree. Are you that mom or that dad that reorganizes the Christmas tree ornaments behind your children? Are you? Let me see. Are you? I am not. Eric, if he did more of it, he probably would be because he likes things to be in a specific like order. I don't care. I'm just like, throw it up there and let's just enjoy it. I don't care if it's all on this side and the tree starts to lean. Okay, maybe if the tree's starting to lean, we should probably even it up. But I am there saying, hey guys, put it on the other side. Put it on the other side. Put it up on the top a little bit. Go down to the bottom. I give him some direction, but I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to move it unless something's wrong with it or I need to move it or it falls off. I try really hard not to redo anything because I don't want my kids to think that where they put it or what they're doing isn't good enough because their effort is important to me. So God is good. Good is good. And people are crazy. Yeah, for real. And those people are the people that have uncontrollable kids that can't act right in public. Yeah, that's exactly true. Drops, how are you tonight? LOL. If I didn't mow the lawn, my dad would kick my butt. Yeah, my 15-year-old hasn't mowed the lawn in a while. And usually Eric gets pretty upset when he doesn't do it. Thankfully, it's been so hot that he doesn't really need to do it right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I had a few trolls. Sadly, they left on their own. Good. I'm glad. Basically, I kicked mine to the curb, blocked them, like double blocked them, found extra accounts they were on, blocked them again, made sure I took pictures that I had blocked them and that I had known what their page was. And then I shut my thing down again because I was so freaked out. I was like, I know I'm not going to do this. So yeah. Oh, God is good and people are crazy. Yeah, that's true. Pretty much. Yeah. Eric may have OCD. Yeah. I don't know if it's actually OCD or if it's just he's very he likes order. If he was OCD, I'd be in big trouble because my bedroom is a hot mess express. So yeah, he's definitely not he's not OCD. He's just more like once things he's particular. We're gonna say particular. No, Christmas tree is and when it's decorated by the kids, it's too soon when they aren't here to do it anymore. Exactly. I agree. They're not going to be around for long. I realized that very quickly. Watching my son, my oldest son, become an adult and get married and him and his wife, do things on their own. And like, I'm privileged that they come over on Saturdays and spend some time with us. And when they don't come over on Saturdays, I like miss interacting with him because he's my baby. Like he's my first baby, right? He makes me laugh. He's hilarious. And he's my kid. Like when we were at the store, when I was young and he was young and he was my first baby, we were driving, in the little cart and I would talk to him all the time. We were driving in the car. I'm talking to him. Let me just tell you, I know how fast it goes. I can hardly believe he's 23 sometimes. And then looking at my next son, Luke, and knowing that he's not going to be in the house next year and by October, he's going to be married. It just makes me sad to think that 2 of my kids won't be here. So I'm happy for them to grow up and have adult lives and do adult things, but it makes me sad. It makes me sad too sometimes. Let's see. Gwen said, that's why I have always displayed kids and grand's artwork on the fridge. Yes, I cannot wait for that. I usually have kids stuff up anyways. I always still have my baby stuff up. Nothing wrong with teaching your kids an honest work ethic. And that's what I'm hoping that they're learning from us. And we're not perfect and we definitely push them sometimes really hard. And then sometimes we probably don't push them enough. And sometimes my kids can be a little cuckoo loco. And let me just tell you, the youngest, he can be pretty bratty sometimes. Don't tell him I said that. Roberta said, honestly, when the kids are toddlers, they demand the right and privilege of helping out and doing things for themselves. I agree. And as parents, we're going to encourage the work ethic from early days. I understand completely. And Dale has had thousands of trolls on Facebook. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I don't send them to me. I can't handle trolls. I can't do it. But I will say, like, my youngest is that like entitled kid. Like he's the one that thinks he can get away with everything. I'm trying really hard to be mindful of him. I'm trying really hard to be more mindful of my response to him. And I'm trying to teach him to be a kind individual and not be that kid that's like an absolute terror, because he can be pretty silly and that's great. But it's really hard to kind of find that medium for him because I don't want him to be a complete terror. The 2 youngest can be a handful. So I'm really learning. I feel like it's my number one and number two again. Like I'm back at the start sometimes with them. And Caleb and Luke weren't like that. Caleb was super easy. He didn't really test me. Luke tested me a lot, but in the end, he's become such a strong man of God that all that testing was worth it, and I dealt with it. But like Ezekiel, whew, I don't know. Let's see. Desert Goat said, I was a difficult kid growing up. I had to pick my switch and all. Yeah, my mom used to say she had to do that too. That she would have to go pick the switch off the tree so that my grandmother could whip her with it. I was like, what? That's crazy. Anne said, it is important to let them help, even if it's not my way. And I'm good at that. I feel like I'm decent with that because I don't really have a my way. I don't really care. I mean, I guess I do have a my way with some things, but overall, I'm not that particular because I don't know. Everybody does things so different. You know, when we first got married, Eric and I were young. We were 18 and 19. And my parents had divorced a couple years prior. And so I was at a place where I didn't know a lot of things that maybe 18-year-old young ladies should know. I knew how to do things. I know how to cook to a certain extent. But what I had done was I had learned my way or my mom's way. And it wasn't always Eric's way. And I'll never forget, I think we were making a cake. We were cooking in his mom's kitchen and we were doing something and I was trying to cook and he kept saying, well, this isn't the way you do it. This isn't the way you do it. And I'm like, but this is my way that I'm doing it. Like, this is the way I've learned. And I think it was a moment for us both to learn very quickly that just because it's not his way doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just not his way. And I think we both kind of learned in those moments that you kind of have to give and take a little bit and realize that when you learn one way, that's fantastic. But you have to remember that other people grow up learning other things and other ways to do it. So it was really important that we learned that together. I'm thankful we did. But it is definitely a lesson to be learned that first year or so of being married. So Gwen said one time in the grocery store, I literally had to step over a kid laying in the floor having a screaming, kicking fit. Not my kid. The mom turned to me and asked me what she should do. He had a box of cake mix that he wanted, and she said no. Let's see. I told her, put the cake mix in the basket and then put it on a shelf when he's not looking and keep going. That's one way to deal with it. Well, I will say, and I don't think I've told the story on a live before, but when Caleb was younger, he was about 2 years old and Luke had just been born. They're just about 2 years apart. Caleb's a February and Luke's a January. So Caleb had just turned 2 and Caleb had been walking, since he was about 14, 15 months. He was doing pretty good. And I let him have his boundaries. He knew what he was allowed to do and what he wasn't allowed to do. And I'll never forget, I went with my mom out to the local grocery store, the ShopRite in Maryland. And we were at the ShopRite and my mom was with me and Luke was an infant. He must have been, 2 months old at that point. So I have an 8-week-old and I have a 2-year-old, a fresh 2-year-old. And we're walking through the aisles and Caleb went running up ahead. And I said, Caleb, no, we do not run ahead. Wait for mommy. And we're pushing. And my mom's like, I can go get him. I was like, no, mom, he needs to know. Now we're not in a super busy grocery store. It was the middle of the week and it was early in the day. So I knew there was not a lot of people in there. And he ran down the aisle and he come back. And I said, Caleb, you stay with mommy. Do not run ahead. So he thought he was hilarious. And I said, you hear mom? And he said, yeah, he knew. And so he did it again. And I said, Caleb, do not go around that corner. Do you understand, mommy? And he smiled. And my mom was like, I can go get him. I was like, no, mom. And so he ran around the corner. And then he came running back. And when he came back to me, I didn't call him back. He came back. And I finally got a hold of him. And I took this little spoon, this little plastic spoon like this big. And I pulled it out of my bag. And I said, Caleb, if you walk around that corner again, if you go around there one more time, mommy's going to pop you with this. You understand? And he showed out. And no sooner did he run back around. I had given him a couple of tries, probably more than I should have. He ran around the corner and then he came running back again, thinking he was the cutest thing I had ever seen at 2 years old. And let me just tell you, he was the cutest thing I'd ever seen at 2 years old at that point. Because he was my baby, right? He was my baby. He came around that corner. He ran over to me. I grabbed him by the arm and I took that spoon and I said, boop, one little smack right below the diaper, right on that thigh, upper thigh. My mom was like, oh, Monica. She like turned around, looked at me, and he was like, oh, and he was crying. I said, we do not run away from mommy. Do you understand? And he just looked at me and then I put my little spoon away. Now, mind you, he's 2. I'm not going to spank him. I'm not going to spank him that hard, but he has to understand that there are consequences for running away. And the only consequence at the time that he would understand, that he would really, truly appreciate, was that quick little smack to the leg. And it was right under the little diaper, right under the diaper can, because he's still wearing diapers, right under the diaper. So I didn't really get him good, but it was just enough for him to feel like, oh, I'm in big trouble. He didn't go away from me. He didn't do anything anymore. He just stayed by me. He held my mom's hand. He was on the cart. He had no more problems. I never had a problem with him running into the aisle, running away after that moment. And my mom was like, Monica, somebody could take him from you. That's you. Somebody's going to call somebody. And I said, Mom, you know what? To be honest with you, I would rather someone come and take my child and put him with someone that's going to care for him if they think that I'm not capable, than for him to get stolen and abused and murdered. So he's going to learn not to run away from me. And that was it. I probably shouldn't have said murdered on here either. I'm saying all the bad words. I'm going to be non-monetized for this one now. But anyway, yeah, that was it. So most kids learn the first time, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have children that are disobedient. I can't. That's wrong. And that was the extent of it. And I probably shouldn't even told that story. It's probably really bad. I shouldn't have said it. LOL, again in the grocery store, the kid behind us in line was throwing a screaming fit. Andale's just laughing at me now because she knows I'm going to get demonetized now. Watch. My daughter, 18-month-old, kept looking around at him. The lady asked me, do your kids ever do this? Shoot, I'd have been like, yes, they do. Sometimes they do. My 18-month-old leaned over and said, one time, and mama busted our butt. That's it right there. And that's what happens. That's what happens. They learn. It doesn't take much. He was 2. He was old enough to learn. He wasn't like 2 months old. He wasn't even 6 months old. They learn. He was 2 years old. He knew better. And he knew exactly what to do. And as soon as I had pulled it out, I had put it right back into my little diaper bag. My mom was like so embarrassed, but you know, that's how you train them sometimes. Some kids, now other kids don't respond to that, in my opinion and in my experience. Some kids just need a simple timeout or some time on the steps or some time to sit and think, sit and crisscross applesauce in the corner. Sometimes that's what it takes. But that's the best part of being a parent is you know your kids, you learn your kids, you learn what makes them tick, and you learn how to teach them to be the adults that you want them to be, or at least that you're hoping that God will mold them to be. Because that's not all me. Eric and I can't control if our kids are going to be amazing people. We can help and we can encourage and we can pray. And so far, so good. I got 3 adults. I have 3 pretty amazing people. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. 3 out of 8 so far. Boom. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. And let's see, if you don't take care of it at the time, in the moment, they don't know why you're doing it later. And that's exactly it. If you don't handle it then, it's different. Roberta said he was testing your boundaries and you showed him he was important enough to teach him to listen to his mommy. That is love. And it truly is. And I think my mom was just really like appalled that I would like use physical correction in the store in front of people. And at that point, I didn't care because I knew that he was my kid. He was my responsibility. And if I didn't take time to fix that, then I was going to have a horrible time on my hands because my mom wasn't always going to be with me when I was in the grocery store. And I'm not going to be that mom that's afraid to take 2 or 3 or 4 kids into the grocery store because they don't know how to act. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I go into the Walmart now, oh my gosh, even if I take my 4 youngest kids, I think they're worse when they're older because they're all like, hey mom, we should get this. Hey mom, we should do this. Hey mom, hey mom, hey mom. So even now, like when I go in and I have those 3 youngest kids, I'm like, guys, I love you so much. I want you to know I'm on a budget. I'm coming in here. I'm getting X, Y, and Z. I don't need your help with extra outside items unless you see something that we don't have in our pantry currently. Then you can suggest it. But if it's something that you just want because it looks fun or frivolous or whatever, I can't listen right now. Let me do my thing. So that's usually the rule when we're out in the store. Hey, Eric, how are you? Well, I'm going to have to go now. So thanks for coming in, guys. We're going to have it now. Eric's going to join me for the last few minutes here. Roberta said, Yeah, abuse is different from discipline. Discipline is for the purpose of teaching appropriate behavior. Abuse is anger physically acted out on a child. Vastly different. Very true. Very true. We were talking about teaching your kids and, chores and things like that. And so I've got 13 people in here. That's not too bad. They kind of had to roll out. I think there's other people on live, so that's okay. But yeah, hopefully we'll have some visitors in here, some guests next week. I did have the 3 youngest boys on here. So they came in. We asked some questions about some maybe some great places to go for photography earlier for some trips. We talked about maybe, we've gotten the same number of comments tonight because he's had no talking. It's just been me talking to the camera, talking to everybody out there. But yeah, so how was your thing? Was it good?
Everything was great.
Was it like a concert?
Sort of. Definitely different doing a live recording.
Why did you have to did they stop and do things?
Well, yeah, they kind of like got you set up to do like different types of like cheers or clapping and stuff like that, so that when they mix everything together, it kind of flows a little bit better.
Very nice.
So, I found that it was very interesting too. It's a lot like recording it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
Recording videos.
Very cool.
Where sometimes you have to shoot things a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually did really well. All the songs were sung through except for the last one. Apparently, and the last one was a little bit more fast paced. So apparently, there was something. Now I'm not a musician, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like music is. I love to listen to music, but I'm not. I do not. I like the music to be loud, so I don't have to hear myself sing.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's bad. You know that. Come on.
It's not bad.
No,
it's just
bad. Anyway, but the thing is, like, I guess
trying to think of what animal I can compare you to.
When they
facts are greater than feelings. That's Bryson Gray right there.
When
it is very Ben Shapiro-ish.
When they have the earpieces in, there's like the clicking sound, I guess the timer or whatever that's called, and then there's like things that are being, I guess, identified or mentioned in the ears so that everybody knows when. So I guess they have like this computer thing where they can check to make sure that everything was at the right timing. And so apparently the last song, because it was faster paced, there was a piece that was like a little bit off. So they wound up redoing it, but I think it was even better the second time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you got some preview of some of their new songs that we've never heard before, right?
Yeah, so actually the songs, it's going to be a whole new album. Everything
That's
there.
awesome.
There's a couple that we've heard through church, but it's going to be a whole brand new album, and it's not going to be released until 24.
Wow, I love that. That's awesome. Yay, I'm so excited you went.
It was really cool.
See, God loves your voice, Eric, and that's what matters most, Roberta says. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah, okay.
It is all that matters, truly. And Andy also sounds wonderful. What'd you get? Iced tea? I don't trust your iced tea because you're gonna put lemon in it. Is there lemon in it? Let me try. Is there lemon in it?
Are you trusting me?
I don't.
This is like
I don't trust you.
No, get off my drink then, woman.
Let me try.
This is like a trust fall. No. Do you trust me?
Sure. Is there lemon in it?
Sure. Either you do
is
or you
there
don't.
lemon in it?
Is this like how our wedding was?
Is this a lemon in it?
For real?
Okay, there's no lemon in it. Oh, it's the raspberry tea, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
better than before.
if anybody has not tried a QT, I'm giving them
Lemon or raspberry iced tea, unsweet. Very good.
Yes, delish. That's what I like to say.
Delish. Well, I don't like lemon in my iced tea, and he will trick me sometimes and trick me to eat or try the lemon iced tea, and I don't like the way it tastes with my iced tea.
It's
I
good for
like
your body.
lemon. I just
It's good
don't
for
like.
your body.
I don't care. I'll drink lemon water if I want to
What
have
do you
good
don't
body
care?
stuff. I don't need.
I care.
I don't need lemon water.
I want to have this fine physique all the way until
You're old.
the end of our days.
Okay. I'm a no lemon tea girl either. I see Gwen. I know. I get it. It's just, I like lemon. I just don't want it in my iced tea. I can just drink lemon water. I don't prefer it, but I don't mind it. It's just a thing. It's just weird. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty much it. We talked about all kinds of stuff. We talked about putting stuff away. Talked about the Every Bit Counts challenge from Three Rivers Homestead. We just talked about just doing different things. Yeah, that was pretty much. Lemonade is good. Lemonade is good. So is there anything you want to share from your week besides the worship thing? It's been a busy week.
Yes. Well, I was invited to be on your podcast.
Yeah, I already talked about that.
You already talked about that? Okay.
It was really
I
nice.
think I'm going to start my own podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm going to find a couple people.
Oh, so Eric he's taking applications for co-hosts for podcasts now. So put in your applications
Look.
at Bland's Promised Land Ranch. No, I'm just joking.
There-
It's actually what is it? PL Ranch 2014 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Go ahead and apply. He's going to he's taking applications for,
Yeah. There's going to be a full interview process. And the whole idea is really just to one up Round the Hay Bale. And
you can't one us up.
It's healthy
So.
competition.
Lemon in the tea. Andy's
It's
liking
like-
lemon in the tea.
It's like gas stations that are on opposite corners. They're just competing. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, there you go. Regina's with it right there. Take it or leave it, but she has to have a lot of ice. I agree. Oh, Andale says I sign up. I sign right up. Andale. You can't have Andale. We want her back on our show a couple
Well,
times, so you can't
You
have her.
know what?
There you go. Right there. Me. I can talk over the top of you for a couple hours. Rich is in.
See?
Okay, you know what's in my garden? What do I still have in my garden? Peppers. I still have peppers in my garden, and I have tomatoes that are slowly dying. And they're slowly dying a brown death of heat. They're having heat.
They're having heat stroke.
They're having heat stroke in my garden. But I do have the shade cloths that I'm thinking that I'm going to try to put up and maybe relieve a little bit of
The
that.
thing
We'll
is,
see.
though, and I'm not a garden expert, so I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can help us with this. But the point at which they're already brown and dead, I don't think is the time you put the shade.
They're not
cloth
that
up.
dead. Not all of them. Some of them are dead. But Eric made me a really pretty little trellis, like one of those little arch trellises. It's so
Ah.
cute. But we used a hog panel instead that was cut.
It was good.
So it's only like that tall. No, it's not that tall. It's a little taller than that.
It's like
I have to duck to go under it, but
it's like 4 feet tall.
yeah, but it's still cute. And I'm hoping that I can get my squash to kind of go bloop, 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 and vine up over it. I'm
It's a
so
little-
excited.
It's a little test.
So I was thinking that I don't have time to put them back in the ground unless they're starts. So I could always pull all my tomatoes out and then start like babies, but I think it's too late. Gwen, are your tomatoes are gone? Yeah, but you have like 350 million pints and quarts of tomatoes. When you have like 850 quarts in your house and you don't need any more tomatoes. She made tomato pie, tomato bread, tomato cake. I don't know. She made a lot of tomatoes.
Tomato pie. Is
I don't know, I'm
such
just
a
trying to-
thing?
I don't know. I was bubblegumping it right there. Let's see. Gwen said, even though I've trapped
That's Roberta.
Roberta. Sorry, what did I say? Gwen, sorry. Even though I trapped 4 groundhogs and rehomed them, I found another one yesterday who's avoiding my trap. So he's eating my tomato and sunflower and strawberry plants. That stinks.
A little rascal.
Shade cloth did not help my garden, and I put it up to about a week ago. Well, I'm wondering if it'll help the peppers that are there because they're still doing good, but by like midday, they're like, help us. And they're starting to like shrivel. And like, if they could scream, I think they would.
You know what's interesting though is that a habanero or a ghost pepper? Do
That's
we
a
know?
really good idea. I forgot about that, Gwen.
What?
Boom. If you want fall tomatoes, take some of the suckers and root them in water, then pot them up, treat them like you just would if you started seed, harden them off later. That's genius. I forgot about that. So I don't have to go buy any. I can just take some suckers because they're already kind of done. Yeah, right there. Anne just said it too. Take a stem from your tomatoes that still have life and root them. It works. I am going to try that. I'm just going to put a bunch of suckers in some water, see if I can get them going, and then I'm going to put them in the ground, and then we're going to do it like that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. Tomato pie is good. I have heard that. I have not eaten it. Don't know if I want to try it, but I have heard that. I think it's a Southern thing. What were you saying? I'm sorry. The habaneros or whatever.
Yeah, them peppers, they're stinging, doing awesome.
Yeah, they're doing great because they're like the death peppers. They're like so hot.
They're actually not that hot. And I've actually given them to some
People at work, some
people at work
coworkers.
that are of Mexican descent. So they're not to be stereotypical, but they eat hotter food.
Too late.
So the people that I've given them to, they've all said that they're not that hot. Now, the only thing I can think of is that because we hadn't picked a whole lot of them, that
Mhm.
they really weren't hot yet. So, but they're still producing. There's still probably about 10 or 12 sitting out there on that bush right now.
Yeah. Well, I do have jalapenos still growing out there. Finally getting jalapenos now. But I wanted to get my cherry bombs and I didn't get them, so I'm going to start them again.
Well, the Santa Fe's too. I think those
They're doing
again,
great.
based upon. So was that this week that we had the Philly cheesesteak subs?
Last week.
Was it?
Last week? Yeah.
Well, I had the leftovers the other day, man. It was the bomb.
That's what I want to get my cherry bombs because I really want to make more hoagie spread.
Yeah, the hoagie spread is off the chisane.
Yeah, hoagie spread's my favorite. You can even just lay your tomato stalks down and bury them in the dirt and they'll start new plants. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I just need to go do that tomorrow, like evening when it's cooling off. Habaneros have a dirty sock smell to me.
You know, that's a good way to put that because honestly,
Oh, is that what it is?
well, that's why I haven't really, like I've told you before, the heat is good,
Mm-hmm.
but the flavor is different. It's not like,
It's like a dirty sock.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to eat them without thinking that now. So
Thanks, Gwen.
thank you, because I've been trying to figure out, like, I hoard all my hot peppers, but these I've been happy to give away
Yeah.
because I don't want them to go to waste, and the plant is doing wonderfully.
My green bell pepper I had one pepper, no more.
But our green peppers did really well this year.
Yeah, they've done well.
And especially in the beginning when before it got really hot, they
And
got big and thick.
The next time I make it, I will make a video, but I will try to see if I can find the recipe because what I've done is I've taken like 2 recipes and like kind of like mushed them together. So I never actually know if it's going to be good or not because I don't write down my recipes. So like I made one with regular vinegar and then the following time I made it different recipe. It was slightly different, but I made it with apple cider vinegar and Eric was like, no, this isn't it.
This woman drives me bonkers because she makes something that is delicious, and then she cans it first of all, so you don't even really know until you pull it back out like months later, and then you're like, "Oh, that's great. Can you make that again?"
And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
sorry.
Well, no, she'll usually be like, "Oh yeah," until the time comes, and then she's like looking through her phone, and she's like, "I don't remember where I put the recipe."
So most of my recipes I've been writing down in my pink garden book. It has a spot in the very back where I started writing down some of my canning recipes that I do over and over. And so that's one I haven't written down yet. I doubt you could root a tomato here in Texas by laying it on the ground this time of year. Yeah, I know. It would just like boil. Like the ground would just like burn it up as it would hit it. But no, there are parts of our ground that is actually soft still. So I think that's one of those things that I don't know. It might work for us where we are. I mean, it's hot, but the ground isn't so bad because we've been constantly watering it.
Of course, if you leave everything dead in place, and if you put that like next to it on the ground, the dead stuff may offer some shade.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, see, look, Ann does it too. Right there.
Well, look, if it's like a mediocre meal or mediocre,
But how do you know it's going to be
flavor,
mediocre until
fla-
it's mediocre?
But
I don't want to take time to write down garbage recipes.
I get that, but you got to like save it somewhere because especially when it's the bomb.
She's like perfect.
when it's the bomb, and then we're like, "Can you make that again?" And I can't find it
Because I make so many things that are mediocre and not worthy of making
That's
again.
not true at all.
It is true.
No,
It is true.
as a matter of fact, you're going to make a great, not like great grandmother, but like a great grandmother. And the reason why is because half the stuff you make, you are that old person where you just like throw everything into the pan. I remember when grandma used to do that, or even my mom. You would ask her something. Oh yeah, how do you do it? Oh, just a little pinch of this.
Gwen, I would do that. The problem is that it would take time to write it down first. And then I don't have time for that. I don't have time to write down what I'm putting in it. I'm just putting stuff in. Plus half the time I don't even know what I'm putting in it until it's already in there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did put some of that in there.
Yeah. What was that you made the other day? Was it the peach cobbler or something? And you looked in there, it was like a soup, and you were like, "Oh, great! Well, I forgot to put in." Was that? You remember?
Oh, it was the peach cobbler. That was a few weeks back. Yeah,
What did you forget to put in?
baking soda. It was so bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
We had to get the ladle out.
A great grandma. Yeah, that's nice. Record every time you cook and bake and can. I should. I'll just record everything. I can't. That's the problem. My kitchen is never clean enough to record and bake. And we record every time I bake or cook or can.
Well, she doesn't mean post it all on YouTube. She just means record it all.
Oh, that's true. But if I'm recording it, I'm going to post it. I thought about actually doing a weekly vlog just to catch everybody up on the craziness that is a large family and the things that we do. Plus, it's kind of cool to have like that journal for the kids later on to see that. But I don't know. Let's see. I made cherry cheesecake with homemade cream cheese this week. So good. Oh,
Are we getting back on cheese again?
I know, right?
I'm down with some good homemade cream cheese.
I tried making cheese this week, cream cheese, and it was gritty. It wasn't very good.
Is the cherry cheesecake, is that like the cherry delight thing or whatever that mom makes?
Oh, just cherry cheesecake. I've been canning a lot, but also remodeling the kitchen. Oh, nice. Okay, real quick. Did you guys know that you can make, if you ever see my kitchen and see how much stuff you move to film? Yeah, me too. Me too, Ann. Everything goes to like the whole like left side of my fridge, of my kitchen. I've been canning a lot, but I'm also remodeling the kitchen. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that, because that's always hard to do. Okay, so I figured out this week, and you guys probably know this, but did you know you can take powdered milk, like powdered milk, and you can make ricotta cheese. You can make,
What?
yeah, you can also make cream cheese, and you can make, what else? Cheese curds. I don't know. You can make a bunch of stuff. Oh, you can make yogurt out of it too. Out of canned milk, out of dry canned milk, like dried milk powder. That's what I want. Dried milk powder. Amazing. I was able to make ricotta cheese. I was trying to make cream cheese, but it ended up being ricotta. Anyway, I used that ricotta in our dinner last night, and the kids said it was decent. Monica's Marvelous Meals YouTube cooking channel.
Did you see Gwen's comment?
That might not be good.
Her issue with milk right now.
I'm trying so hard to get creative with milk. It's like zucchinis, except you can't leave milk on someone's porch or in their car. Yeah.
Dude,
If you had a freeze dryer, you could freeze dry it. We need to find someone with a freeze dryer, Gwen. Stat. Send it to Jake. He can freeze dry it. You need to ship it to Jake or drive it to Jake. He can freeze dry it. Right there. Drops his remodel in his kitchen. He's busy. He's a busy beaver. All right. Well, I think we're going to get out of here early because I'm going to go and get ready for bed and get these kids to bed early tonight. And then stay tuned because next week, we're going to have a guest. I'm not sure what's going to be yet. I'm waiting to talk to some people, but we're going to have somebody. Yeah, me too, Andale. We need to have some freeze dry sponsors. I keep needing these people to wanting to have a, like, what's it called? Like test things out. I will gladly, anybody that's out there that's freeze dryer person, I will gladly test the freeze dryer out. If you want to send me a freeze dryer, I will do videos on testing it out. Anybody, send them my way.
There you go.
Right, Ann? Same thing. Andale and I will test out your freeze dryer. We'll give you an honest opinion. I'll lie. I'll just say it's great if you want. No, I won't lie. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I won't lie. But I will try to make it flowery as possible just so that I can have a freeze dryer. When you make cream cheese, wait, what's the trick? Most directions fail note that at the end, you need to run it through the food processor and make it smooth. I did that, Gwen, and it was still really gritty. I think I need to add some fat to it. I think that's what I need to do. Our kitchen is like 15 by 12. Those measurements mean nothing to me. Zero. I know what none of that means. How big is 15 by 12? Our living room?
It's
bigger than our living room.
It's equivalent to a 12 by 15.
But I don't know what that means. Is that our living room? How big is our living room? Dining room? Bigger? Our living room and dining room together?
We'll talk later.
I don't know how big our living room and dining room
I'll
are.
step it out for you.
Okay. No, that's not fair. I still can't understand it. Okay, there you go. Ann says it's a deal. Drops wants one too. Anybody out there that's wanting to test out freeze dryer, Drops, Family Garden, they want one. They'll test it out. Andale and I totally test it out. Lisa just wants someone to cook for her. She just needs someone to cook for
I
her.
feel like it's kind of...
It's a big kitchen, he said. It's big.
That's a big ask.
It's a big kitchen, he says. It's a big kitchen. So there you go. Well, good. You have lots of stuff to do. Wait. Oh, Gwen's kitchen is 13 by 24. Get out of town, Gwen. I don't even know how big that is either. That's huge. Is that our living room, dining room, and kitchen together?
Take notes, and then we'll just go outside and step everything off.
Okay, wait. So Drops is 15 by 12.
I'm kidding.
And hers is 13 by 24. I need to know. 180 square feet. Again, those things mean zero to this brain. Zero. I mean, I can do math, but 180 square feet. I can't visualize that. I don't know what that means. That means zero to me. Absolutely nothing. I had to ask Eric last night how big our garden was. And then he told me, and I was like, well, Carmen's garden's bigger than mine. And he was like, it's fine. It's okay. But I have to know. She said, that's big, broke. Lots of counter. The den is much larger, 20 by 14. Just saying gibberish now is what you're saying. Gibberish. Lots of counters and a large den. And Ann and I are both saying that's just big. Big stuff right there. Because I don't know. All right. Anybody out there, send me a freeze dryer if you have it. You want us to test it out. Anyway.
I do have a question for you.
What's your question?
Did you miss me here?
I did miss you.
Did you?
Yeah, look, Andale said my whole house is 1,200 square feet. I know, right? Carmen over at Jesus Loving Home Center, her garden is 1,300 square feet. I'm like, how big is that? That's stinking big. Our house is 2,000 square feet. And 180 of that is kitchen. I need to know how big that is. Eric, Monica gets a tape measure for Christmas. Do not get me a tape measure for Christmas. No. I have tape measures in my small kitchen.
It's something you need.
My kitchen is tiny. It's probably like 3 square feet. Okay. And then my little tiny baby stove that was made for little people.
Whoa.
No, like little people.
No, that's
like small people with
no.
like a small family. They don't need a lot. The den has a bar. Okay. That is a lot. That's a lot going on there, Drops. At least he has normal size stuff. Bigger than my whole house. That's how big the garden is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, dude, that's huge. My whole house in Maryland was like 1,000 square feet. So I'm like, yo, that's a big garden. Her garden's huge. And she's on less than a half of an acre. So for her to have 1,300 square foot garden on less than half an acre of land, that's pretty amazing. She does a lot with it.
You think she was just showing off?
Definitely. Carmen showing out. No, she's not. She's never like that. He said, LOL, living room was big too. That's insane. All right. You know what? Hey, who loves having a great time with people that come in and check on me, friends that come in and hang out in the chat and tell how big their stuff is, and I still don't understand all the gibberish they speak?
Farmers' wives do.
They do. I definitely do. Thank you guys so much for coming and hang out with me tonight. I'm getting out of here early. Gwen's house is 2,800 square feet. Her garden is 1,200 square feet. That's a big garden, Gwen. No wonder you have 800 million pounds of tomatoes. You did yourself in on that one, Gwen. You did yourself in, hun. Hey, Ryan, you're in here. How are you? I hope you're doing wonderful with all your big vegetables and fruit. This time of season is big for you. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming in. We're getting out here early. It's been a long day. It's been a wonderful week. Have a great weekend. See you guys next week. Bye. Farmers friends do too. His master bedroom's bathtub or bathroom is over.